Paul. Thanks for sharing your Thanksgiving with me. I wonder whether the box office sales this year can defy gravity.
It's amazing. And in fact, what the Bloomingdale's CEO just said is very important. He said, we're building memories. And that's what happens when you're in a physical space, when you're enjoying something in the moment and in that communal experience, whether you're at Bloomingdale's or you're in the movie theater, those are memories that are being created. And as you said, Wicked opened to 112.5 million in the U.S. over this past weekend. It's up to 161 million now. Gladiator 2 up to 72 million. And Moana 2, I just got the numbers in, has already earned, it opened yesterday, had some previews on Tuesday, has already earned $57.5 million domestically and $66.3 million globally. This will be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Thanksgiving week for movie theaters ever, and that's music to the ears of theater owners, and it's great for audiences as well.
Wow, so how does that Wicked versus Gladiator 2 rivalry compare to Barbenheimer?
Yeah, well, Barbenheimer was bigger because it was this summer, and the combo of those two films, that was so organic and fresh and new, and now everyone's looking for the next Barbenheimer. Glicked came out of this pairing this past weekend, and what that effectively does, it raises the awareness for both movies, which it's certainly done, and then it sets the stage for a final month of the year for the box office that'll have a surge at the very end, which we definitely need. In our Comscore numbers, in mid-June, the box office domestically was down almost 30%. Now it's down about 11%. By the time we get to the end of the year, it'll be in single digits. And considering the headwinds at the beginning of the year, where the strikes impacted the release calendar and the release and cadence of movies, this is big news, and it's so positive for theaters now and heading into 2025.
Why is that? Is it because of the threat from the streamers? What's going wrong?
Well, I think what went wrong earlier in the year, because we really didn't hit our stride till mid-June with Inside Out 2, and then we had a string of big hits after that, was that the release calendar for movie theaters is very fragile. And when there were strikes and work stoppages, which impacted not only the ability to create films and to produce them, but to market them. Remember, a little over a year ago, stars couldn't go out and talk about their movies to the press, to the entertainment media. That really impacted things. And it really took until about halfway into this year that the release schedule evened out. Now production is fully ramped up. We've got a great release slate coming up in the coming weeks with Kraven the Hunter, a Lord of the Rings animated movie, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, a Lion King movie, and then on Christmas Day, we're going to have a slate of indie films that looks amazing with Robert Eggers' Nosferatu, Nicole Kidman in Baby Girl, and a complete unknown with Timothée Chalamet as Bob Dylan. So if you're a movie fan right now, Thanksgiving's a great time to go out and see movies. But into December, we're going to get a lot of momentum, and then that carries over into the box office of 2025.
I have to say, he's not an unknown to me. He's one of my favourite actors, is Timothée Chalamet.
Mine too.
But when you mentioned all of these stars, I wonder, is that what translates into box office sales? Or is it, the reviews? Is it the kind of demographics that they target? What makes money?
That's a great question. I mean, on a film like Nosferatu or A Complete Unknown or Baby Girl, indie films like that are definitely, it's about the reviews. It's about the critical response. And then audiences who love those types of films, once they get that, stamp of approval from the reviewers and the critics, they'll go out and see them. On a movie like Wicked and Gladiator and Moana, it's about the big brands like Inside Out 2 with Pixar during the summer, the movie Twisters during the summer, Deadpool and Wolverine during the summer. I mean, the list goes on. A Quiet Place Day One over the summer. And now we've got all these big branded films in the fall, like we had Venom, Beetlejuice. So those are known commodities. Those are playing very well. I think when people, they're going to spend their hard-earned money, they want to know what they're getting into. But then on the indie side of the ledger, they want something fresh, exciting, edgy, very filmmaker-focused. So it's kind of two minds. It's cinematic fast food on the one hand and cinematic fine dining on the other, and it works very well when it's working in synchronicity, for sure.